Hey everyone out there, it's Ernie and Rob again talking about deal killers today. So we got Ernie Vargas, the Probate Fox, and I really got to get our headings switched, and Rob Badhorn from Leadfuzion. Welcome. Thank you back for our Thursday call, sometimes Friday. We try to do them as often as we can here. And today we're going to talk about deal killers, especially in the probate and inheritance world. That's kind of crazy from my perspective. So, Ernie, what you've got obviously a ton of experience. So do I. What are some of the deal killers that you have that you've come across, especially maybe in the probate inheritance world too?
Yeah, the biggest deal killers in the probate and inherited real estate space, I would say your top three would be one, your attorneys, right? So you've got these probate attorneys, these trust administration attorneys. You've got number two, the know-it-all.
Okay, but the attorneys are supposed to help out, right? I mean, why do you see them as a deal killer, I guess?
Yeah. So basically, I would say that you know we can't put all attorneys in the same box, right? But many attorneys tend to be deal killers in the sense that you know various reasons. Maybe they are not probate professionals, right? Maybe they do not continuously manage estates and trusts for people. An attorney passes the bar exam and they're allowed to practice law in just about any area. And all of a sudden they take on a probate case and they really don't know what they're doing. That could be a reason, or quite honestly, that there could just be a selfish monetary gain. The fact that they will sell a property for a higher price, or that the estate has a higher price value on that property, means that they will have a higher payday. And so, believe it or not, it might be a shocker that some attorneys are not looking out for the estate's best interest. And right. And then you've got people that are just plain sloppy and are just not.
And to be clear, not all attorneys are bad here. We're not saying that, but just some are not specialized in probate because it is kind of a unique target market, right? That for attorneys, that some attorneys specify and really have a certain skill set that they target towards the probate markets, right? So you have attorneys that specialize it, is what I'm trying to say, and some that don't. And unfortunately, when you have a family attorney, right, that maybe doesn't specialize in probate, they're for general counsel or something, and that's where kind of everything breaks apart, right? And that's where they can become, kind of a hindrance than really someone that's helping out in the whole process. So
yeah, various reasons, and at the end of the day, the estate really needs to move a property, and oftentimes you have these executors and administrators going through probate, in real dire need of liquidation of the estate, of that asset in the estate. And so the executor and the administrator have what's called the fiduciary duty to the estate to do what's of the highest and best interest to the estate. And so as it pertains to real estate, that might most people might interpret that as needing to sell a house at the highest price possible. And even though that is important, that is not necessarily always the highest and best of interest to the estate. So, a house might maybe be in default. Maybe it's empty, vacant, and, susceptible to squatters and break-ins. Maybe the executor and administrator can only do so much, right? And they're running out of capital. So really,
they out of state, right, and just don't have the ability to help out the property. So yeah.
So it goes beyond money. It really does. And obviously, the person that's going through that pain knows it, being the executive administrator. So when the attorney doesn't get that, then sometimes we have to come alongside of these executives and administrators and help them to do what's called a substitution of attorney, which essentially means to eliminate that attorney that's already in place and in exchange provide an attorney that is going to help them to accomplish what they need to do. And that's done all the time. And so what I want people to understand is that the executive administrator is the boss. They're in the driver's seats. They're the ones that are calling the shots, not the attorney. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people are intimidated by the attorneys, and the attorneys are part of the team, absolutely. But everybody has their role. And at the end of the day, it's what serves the estate and the executive administrator best.
Okay.
Number two, deal killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, number two deal killer, I would say, is your know-it-all friend, relative, uncle, brother, in the family that knows everything, maybe knows everything about real estate. However, has never really done a deal. Maybe they got a license, right, but never really got into the business. But they look at that person as the authority figure in the family. And in those instances, we don't want to knock these people. We don't want to put them down. I'd say quite the opposite. What we want to do is like stroke their ego, and really come to really in union with these people, right? So that we can all work together.
Yep, I would definitely agree. And yeah, you can't push them away. You got to bring them into your circle almost, because they feel that they're the know-it-all, and a lot of times they feel pushed out, especially if they're not the executor or the petitioner, right? And when you can talk to, the petitioner and say, you know what, we got to bring this person in a little bit to kind of make it a little bit smoother road for us right now or in the future. So. Yeah, and what about other parties? What's the third one? Yeah,
third one, number three. Number three would be like a third party. Could be a real estate agent, or it could be an investor, a would-be investor. And investors and agents are great, and they're great, team.
In most cases.
But there are some agents that, again, just don't know any better. They may think that the estate would be best served by listing the house. And they're not listening. They're not listening to what the seller is telling them. What they really want is a fast sale. No, they do not have the time nor money to fix up a house, clean it up, and put it on the market. And so some of these agents don't get it. That person could be a deal killer by misinforming and guiding this person down the wrong path. The other person could be, like, say, for example, a real estate investor. Maybe it's a new investor that got excited about the business and really doesn't know what they're doing, right? It could be somebody that's excited about wholesaling a property, and they really don't have necessarily the means to perform. And so we all know that there are many people out there that jump into this business without really knowing how to complete a transaction. And at the end of the day, these people could leave the seller in a very bad position with a property that they're stuck with. So it's our job to really communicate with them that why what we are bringing to the table is really the best option for them.
Yeah, and it's really, we talk about the toolbox, right? Bringing in your toolbox of tools and kind of presenting that to the executor or the petitioner to say, hey, here's everything that we offer, right? You can go with that better offer, but there may not be experience in probate, right? And here's what I'm trying to do to provide you value as well. So completely agree. So the attorney, which then you can do a substitute attorney, the relative or family friend that kind of knows everything, right? That kind of gets into the way, and you kind of bring them into your circle, or the other parties like real estate investors or agents that, say, hey, you can get more money in some way. You just really have to provide, let the executor and the petitioner know your value, right? And the value that you're bringing to the table as well. So anything else, Ernie? I know this is a great topic, right? And deal killers happen all the time. So we just want to help out people as much as we can.
Yeah, no, we've got it all. I mean, basically, just kind of leading these conversations by carefully listening to your seller's needs and being able to explain, after you have listened to what their needs are, what would really serve them best. And for people to know that there is a way out. If they're stuck with the wrong attorney, for example, there is a way out.
Yep. Now, and I know that we have, I don't know if we have any comments on the chat yet. No, I hope we don't have any comments on the chat, but which is no problem, because these are usually really quick videos and hard for people to jump on. But, if you guys could subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the Facebook as well. We're trying to provide a ton of value here, and that way you get notified when we're on next time, and maybe you can place some comments in the chat box on Facebook or on YouTube as well. So really appreciate that. Ernie, anything else? I think in my tickler there, I said I was going to offer a special code, and basically those that subscribe to that link on the video here and put 25 off, right? I will give you 25% off any inheritance subscribes that you do on leadfuzionlist.com. So that's a special offer we're only doing today over the next 48 hours. We'll do that for the people that subscribe to, log in and subscribe on our channel and everything. But you gotta also fill out that form and put in the group code. It's going to say promo code or group code or offer code and group code. Put in 25 off, and then I'll get back to you and we'll talk about what inheritance lists that you want to subscribe to. All right, we're nationwide on that. Already skip traced probate lead, skip traced as well nationwide. Ernie, anything else from the Probate Fox?
No, just go out and get some business.
All right, folks. Really appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, you can always get us at 877-799-0101, customer service at leadfuzion.com or leadfuzionlist.com, of course. Or get a hold of Ernie or myself on Facebook, and we'll be happy to help you out. Thanks, everybody. Until next week. Thanks, Ernie. Have a great evening.